Hello everybody, Ray Garner with Garner's Games. Here to do a special review of Superman. Summer of Superman special. This book is by Mark Waid and Dan Slott is our artist. I'm a big Superman fan, so really interested in how this book was going to be handled. The first thing I will say is I love the fact that basically Superman's continuity since prior to New 52, going all the way back to Crisis on Infinite Earth, has been, I don't want to say a disaster, unsatisfying would probably be my opinion on it. Because there's so much of the Superman mythos that had been taken away from us. Now we start out in Smallville with young Clark on a porch date with Lana. I really like this scene overall. One little complaint here I have on Mark Waid is Lana calling Clark farm boy. Doesn't make any sense since she's a farm girl or a town's girl. That's more a nickname that someone from the city would probably give Clark, i.e. Lois, not Lana. But other than that, I do agree with Clark. She looks great in her Smallville sweater. Also got to compliment the art. The artist really does make them look like youngsters. The only complaint I a little bit have is Clark's supposed to be 16. He looks more like 12 or 14. Definitely not a 16-year-old look. But we can go with the concept that he's a late bloomer. But Clark looks out after he hears a noise and sees Validus attacking part of Smallville. Makes a, as usual, lame excuse to excuse himself and changes into, now this is the highlight of the book for me, Superboy with Krypto. So we have Superboy with Krypto dealing with Validus, referencing the Legion of Superheroes. All of this is massive bonus points for me as a big Legionnaire myself. So the fight ensues, and as they're fighting, they get teleported into the time stream. As they fight through the time stream, he starts getting images of things like him and Batman shaking hands, the Daily Planet, and of course, his wife, Lois. And as he's dealing with that, Validus gets pulled back into the time stream, but Clark gets kicked back out. And this would end up being the end of his relationship with Lana, as far as boyfriend-girlfriend. Because knowing his future, he would alter his past, and the fact that he stopped seeing Lana to save himself for the woman of his dreams, Lois. Heading back to Smallville today. And we're prepping for the wedding between John Irons and Lana Lane. And for those of you who don't know, Lana Lane has lightning Supergirl powers. And as they're all getting ready and they're kind of reminiscing, as people do at a wedding, Validus reappears. Everybody suits up. Fight ensues, including Lois and Clark taking him out. And Lois saving Paul Kent. But it goes along, and we start chapter 3 with them setting up. And finally, they have the happy wedding after they repaired all the damage. Of course, with, Steel and his daughter and Supergirl Lana and Superwoman Lois and Superman Clark. I'm sure it'd take terribly long to get all that done. And after it's all done and they've done the whole bouquet and the just married truck taking off, a little silly too that, we have looks like a 1950s truck, kind of broken down, carrying them off. Should have at least probably been a refurbished, like a classic or something. But yes, Mr. Terrific set up basically a time portal to get Validus out. And they have Omen there to do a psychic connect with him. Well, she has a really hard time understanding. Even if you read Legion, in all honesty, she probably shouldn't even had that much success. But she points out that basically his thoughts are all a jumble and everything else, but he wasn't attacking Superman. He was on the run. Validus was scared. So we have a nice little collage of them, looking at other potential things. And then we have where Validus shows up at. And Validus shows up in the Absolute Universe in the future with that universe's Legion, which appeared in the Absolute Power Special. And they have killed the Fatal Five. And they're just basically toying with Validus. And then we cut to their honored guest, Booster Gold, who obviously they have captured and they have been being abusive to. And of course, we are followed up with all the ads for all the special events for the Summer of Superman that's coming up. Outside of my little nitpick of Lana calling Clark Farm Boy, this book is near perfect. It really ties in classic Superman mythos with the modern story arc that's going on in a very great way. I love the appearance of the Legion. I love the concept of an evil Legion even more. So, looking forward to that. I will say this, if Clark is going to take on the Omega Universe Legion at any point in time, he better bring the unlimited Justice League. And the people who don't read the Legion do not understand how dangerously powerful the Legion of Superheroes are, their numbers, and the concept of a Legion built around the influence of Darkseid is going to make them nearly unstoppable, even for the Justice League at full strength, or over strength even. So, great setup for the Summer of Superman. I would highly recommend this book to anybody who even remotely likes Superman. If you're a Legion fan, this is a must-own. If you're a Superboy fan, this is a must-own. So, check this book out. Couldn't recommend it more. And I'll see you next week.